These are the original battery cables. Are completely corroded. I will have a startup video before and after they were removed, but you can just see how corroded these were. And all of that corrosion inside of the wires just adds a lot of resistance. So in really cold weather, I mean, this thing would struggle. You could just hear the starter just struggling, and it would take a few seconds. By a few, I don't mean two. That's how much it takes in this nice weather because it's been relatively warm. But here is the very first startup. So this is a cold startup for the truck, and notice the miles. These are original engine miles. Engine has never been rebuilt, so we're looking at 293,241 original miles on this engine. But I'm cycling the glow plugs twice, and I'm going to cycle them twice with all of the trials. If I don't cycle them twice, especially for this first one with the original cables, it would just take a little longer to crank. And I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, 2 seconds is not that bad. Wait until it gets really cold. Sorry, I paused there so you could hear the initial crank. So what I'm looking for is, as soon as I start cranking, to that sound where it sounds like the engine's going to start. That's 2 seconds. Once it's really cold, it takes a long time. Sometimes they struggle to start. And here, the temperature is only 9 degrees Celsius, 48 Fahrenheit. So it's warm. It's really warm. So this is morning. This particular run is in the morning. And that's how long it took. Yes, the engine was cold, but still, it's a warm day. Now, here it's really warm. This is in the afternoon, so this is 20 degrees Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit. The cables have been replaced. This is the very first startup of the day, so it is a cold start for the engine. The ambient temperature is a lot warmer, so that could also contribute, let's be fair, to it starting faster. But I'm going to have another one where I'm going to do a cold start in the morning. It's actually going to be about the same temperature as the first time, but that's about 1.4 seconds, so about half a second faster compared to the old cables. And that's all I did. I didn't charge the batteries or anything. I just drove it. So here we go, 6 degrees Celsius, 43 Fahrenheit. So this is closer to that very first startup that I did with the corroded cables. Again, same batteries, same glow plugs, everything. The only difference is the battery cables. And I'm going to cycle the glow plugs twice just to keep it consistent with everything else. Probably should have just done it once just to flex a little. But anyway, I'm cycling them twice. And again, it might not seem like much because it's warm, but once you hit those cold temperatures, which at one point I will, there we go, cold startup in the morning, 1.5 seconds, so half a second faster. Once you start hitting those 0 degrees or minus degrees in Celsius, say you drop between below 32 Fahrenheit, that's when you really start noticing a difference. So if you're, say, -5 to 0, -10 to 0, or if you're, say, 15 degrees to 32, actually would be 20 to 32 Fahrenheit. Now, if you're looking at the dash, the miles, it now has 293,280, and look at the exhaust. The engine is running. That's the way it should be. So almost, it's getting close to 300,000 miles on the original engine, and it still runs like a champ. Now, some of the things about the cables. I did do a first impressions. My complaint is the wires are too short. This one's too long. So I had to route it in an S form. Now, the nice thing is they're all very well insulated. This here, they don't have the corrugated stuff, but the insulation here is really nice, and it's all labeled, so it tells you what cable goes to what. Only the ground wires have the corrugated insulation, but here everything bolts on, so they're not like the stock ones, so you see the bolts. This is a nice little bend that they do here for the grounds, and I wish they had done it for, let's see, that goes to the fender. But I wish they had done it over here for the positive terminals, if they had those bends, and if the cables were longer. That's probably how they save some money on copper, because they don't route through where the original cable goes. Now this one fits well on the opposite side, so this is the left side, this is the driver's side. So this one fits well, that one can be straight, perfectly fine. Ground wire, nice little bend, fits perfectly fine. But on the opposite side, on the right side, they left it straight like this instead of doing a bend. And the wire's too short, so this is the way it fits. And to route it, you're not going to be able to route it through the original point where it goes through right down there, because there's this perch, this hanger. It's a round hanger. Well, you'll see the hanger, but it kind of loops through there, and you can't. So I had to reroute it closer to the apron there. Here, let me just get below, and you're going to see the wire. I did add corrugation down there, so you see the wire, and there's the hanger, that loop. So there's the wire and the hanger right there. So I couldn't loop it through the original area. It's just too short. That's my gripe. Is it high quality wire? I think so. This was just under $400. Amazon has a kit for under $3, so it's a $100 difference. I think the one on Amazon's about $260. Is it the same quality? Maybe not. I had to drill this because this wasn't the right size. This came with a 1/4-inch hole, so I had to open it up to fit this. So that's another one of my gripes. But the wire, everything seems like they use thin strands of wire, so it's relatively flexible given the length, but even this wire is not long enough. Should have been longer. So those are my gripes. Those are my issues with this kit. But in general, it works well. It is a 2.0, so 2-aught wire. But that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.